What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video telling you some sad news that I wanted to share. Yeah, you guys saw the title, saw the thumbnail. I am selling one of my vehicles. It is sad because, you know, I love all my vehicles and I get attached to my vehicles. I don't know how some people just like get rid of their vehicles, especially if they get them like, I don't know, brand new, or if it's like one of their like dream vehicles and they've had them for a while. I definitely get a little bit more attached to my vehicles, and I don't know, I really like enjoy them. So it's definitely like always hard to say goodbye, especially when you've had a certain vehicle for a little bit, or if you modify it and do certain things. As I said, I like modifying all my vehicles, so it's always fun to do so and makes it more personal for me, and it definitely makes it harder to get rid of later on. One vehicle has to go. Before I tell you what vehicle has to go, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think I should get next? It's not gonna be anytime soon, but I was already looking around and I asked you guys. I think I did a poll on YouTube. Actually, I haven't talked to you guys on YouTube for a while. I used to post more regularly on YouTube. Besides like videos, you can actually post like do polls and you know, just like normal text. I guess it's like YouTube community or something like that. But look at these views right now. I think my first pick is actually KTM Super Duke R, preferably the Evo. If I get one, it'll probably be the Evo, honestly. You know, knowing me, I want to get like, you know, the best one. I know that they just came out with a new limited one or something like that not too long ago, but it's like $45,000 or something like that, and it's pretty much literally just a Super Duke. It's the same thing, just different fairings, same specs, same everything. So kind of doesn't make sense to spend that much money, because the regular like Super Duke I think is like $20,000 or $25,000. So it's like $20K more for pretty much no reason, you know. Unlike like the Rush is actually like, yeah, it's limited similar to the Rush and stuff like that, but I think the Rush is like different, you know. It comes with a like race pack, it comes with more stuff is what I'm trying to say, you know. It like, I don't think that one makes sense, and plus I don't think they're that good looking. I don't know what they're called even, I forgot. They had a pretty cool name, but I forgot what it's called. So I'll probably stick with the regular 1290R, Super Duke 1290R Evo. Yeah, that's the name. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think that's the number one bike on my list that is next. I don't know how I feel about the Gixxer 1000 still, just because I think the Gixxer 1000, my issue with it is that it's very similar, you know what I mean? It's just an inline Ford bike, and it's the least special off the Japanese Ford. You know, I would love to get a Kawasaki, but I already have the H2 from Kawasaki, and I really want to complete my brand collection. And I'm missing, I think, just two, which are the Gixxer and KTM, and it should be all good. We should have pretty much every major brand. I think we're missing Triumph too, but Triumph doesn't really, I've seen the comments, and I know some of you guys want me to get like what is it called? The like Speed Triple R or something like that, but they're not really leader bikes, like Double R or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I looked it up, whatever you guys were commenting, the Speed Triple, and they're not really leader bikes. They're very like, they don't make a lot of power, you know. For me, at least, one of the main things that I want to get, like all my bikes are over 200 horsepower. The KTM isn't, but the KTM, the Super Duke, is very like high torque, you know. It's all about that, and maybe I'll get that, and you know, just like it's the best KTM they make, you know. And I don't think it looks that bad. It looks pretty like different and unique, and it's orange, kind of like, you know, adds a little flair to the correction. I don't know, adding a little hint of orange wouldn't be bad. And also, like, they have a decent amount of mods, like, you know, KTM does have like a decent reputation, so I would definitely like to try them out and see how I end up liking them. I would like to get the RC8. It just like sucks that like the latest RC8 I believe is a 2015 model, if I'm not wrong. I think, yeah, the latest KTM RC8 is a 2015 model, and that's their like 1200cc, like I think it's 1190 liter bike. And yeah, it's technically a liter bike. It doesn't make as much power. I think it makes like 170 horsepower or something like that, maybe even less. Actually, I think the Super Duke makes like around 170. I think the RCA makes less power, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Obviously the KTM RC8 would look better because it's matching more, but I just don't like the outdated, you know, dash and stuff like that. Like at least similar to the Rush. That's why I didn't get the F4. Why am I forgetting? My brain is so bad right now. Ever since the concussion, I've been struggling. But yeah, ever since the MV Agusta F4, because I was like, it's not Brutale. The Brutale are the naked ones. Like mine is a Rush, you know, which is a better version of the Brutale pretty much. I didn't get that just because it was so like outdated, you know. Like if they had the new dash and had like some new technology kind of like similar to the Rush, even though they're like the same year, I would have definitely rather gone that. But I didn't get that because, you know, it is a little bit outdated. Same thing with the KTM. I think, well, KTM is a little bit worse because the RC8 is like 2015 is the latest model. At least with the F4, they had newer models. I think I'm pretty sure they made them like in 2021 or even 2022. But definitely in the 2020s, you know, but it still was outdated. Didn't have the new dash, nothing, you know, new or updated about it. Unlike the Rush, it was like very, you know, it has a new dash and everything like that. Same thing with the Super Duke. It has like the new dash and stuff like that. And the bike looks very clean. It's definitely like number one on my list in my opinion because of those reasons. And yeah, the Gixxer 1000, as I said, it's kind of like I will get a Gixxer at some point. I'm just not sure if it'll be a Gixxer 1000. I'm leaning more towards a Hayabusa and doing like a turbo build, so having like a crazy powerful turbo Hayabusa. I think that would be like cooler for the channel, and it'll just be I don't know, more unique, because the Gixxer 1000 is very similar to like some of my other bikes. Like it's just an inline 4. Yeah, they're not really similar, they're different, but you know, it's just an inline 4 like liter bike. Technically the BMW is like that, the Honda's like that. Not the R1M because that's a cross-plane engine. The H2 has a supercharger, but it's technically similar to a ZX-10, and I personally would rather have a ZX-10. So maybe get a ZX-10 and have that as my track bike possibly instead of a Gixxer 1000, and get a turbo Hayabusa. So like have a turbo Hayabusa, get the Super Duke, and then get like a ZX-10R or double R maybe for the track, probably just the R. And yeah, have that as my track bike. That would be really cool too. Or nah, I don't think I would do a Gixxer 1000. There's a bike. Who is you, dude? It's me every time I see a bike. It doesn't matter if it's a bike, especially a super sport. I'm always like, where? But yeah, so that's kind of like the plan. And now for the sad news, all these cars mobbing. What's going on over here? Now for the sad news, I am selling a vehicle. This vehicle means a lot to me, and it is actually the Tesla that I'm in right now, my Model 3 Performance that I bought. Yeah, you guys, like, I was still like, it was my early days of YouTube, right when I started is when I got this car, so you guys know about this when I got it and everything. Loved it. I got a brand new, an amazing car, honestly. The more I think about it, the more I wanted to keep it. Back then the rates were good, so like, you know, I got it for like a good deal, and it's been great. Like I put pretty much 25,000 miles in a year on it. So, and then when I got like the Plaid and stuff like that, I stopped driving it as much. But it just, I can't justify having two pretty much identical cars. The Plaid is just like, it's the same thing, just nicer and bigger and faster, but they're pretty much the same car, and you know, they're not cheap cars. This car is pretty much $1,000 a month, and the Plaid is like $2,000 a month. So they're not cheap cars, and for that price, like for $1,000 a month, I can get me like either a really nice bike, like no, a Superleggera would be definitely more. A Superleggera would be over like $1,000 a month, but I would be able to get me like, I don't know, like either two decent bikes, like probably like 2 bikes within like a 30K range. So for the price of this, that's not what I plan on doing right away, just because first of all, I don't have room in my garage. So like if I get one more bike, I can maybe get one more bike like soon-ish and just struggle, because yeah, I can fit like an 8th bike in the garage, but it'll be like ridiculously tight. So I don't know if I would want to do that necessarily, but like, you know, I'm just like thinking about the future. I always care about what you guys think, obviously. You know, I'm getting new vehicles, especially because now I got like my dream vehicles, you know, like the B4R, the M1000, the H2, obviously. The Plaid was definitely one of my dream vehicles. So now that I've gotten these, you know, like I ask you guys for opinion. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to see on the channel? Like, ideally, I would want to get another car. I would love to get a Nissan GTR. It's always been like a dream car of mine. And low-key, I'm like, I should have kept this Tesla, the Model 3 Performance, because it's plenty of fast and it's such a great daily, and got me a GTR instead of the Plaid. But I really wanted the 1,000 horsepower. Like the 1,000 horsepower of the Plaid, having pretty much the fastest car available that is also reliable and an amazing daily, is just like great. You know, it does. That's what the car is for. You know, if you want like a crazy fast, reliable daily, that's what the car is for. But as I said, because like, you know, this car has literally been sitting, I haven't been using it, and I'm just spending $1,000 a month on it for it just to sit. It's kind of pointless to have, which is why like I have decided to sell it, and it should be leaving very, very soon. Possibly tomorrow, possibly this week, I don't know, but it's gonna be gone very, very soon. Again, I have a lot of memories with this. We actually drove this car all the way to San Francisco, like 10 hours, to go pick up my V4R a couple months after I got this car, because I think I got this car like end of July, let's just say like early August. But yeah, I picked it up like literally the last few days of July, and then we picked up my V4R in November, I believe. So yeah, a few months after we drove this car, like, I don't know, a lot of miles, like 10 hours to go pick up the V4R, and then I rode the V4R back. And yeah, this car has been to Coachella, it's been to EDC twice, it's camped at Coachella actually, so it's been a great car, and I honestly love it, and I have enjoyed it in the past, like I've owned it for almost 2 years, but the first years where I really put the miles on it, I drove it everywhere, you know, and I just wanted to drive it. It's a fun car to drive. So if anyone's considering getting a Tesla, trust me, just, yeah, I get it, it's electric, blah, 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 and you guys will never do that, and you guys are gas people, but it's coming from a guy that had a Hellcat. Like, think about it for a second. I had a Hellcat, and then I switched from my Hellcat to this car, and I love this car, clearly, now that I've gotten another Tesla, you know, and I really wanted to keep both. I just can't kind of like, you know, justify having two Teslas that are kind of identical. Like, if this was the Cybertruck, yeah, I would keep it, because the Cybertruck it's a truck, you know. I could put my bikes there maybe when I go to the track, stuff like that. So it makes a lot more sense. But for this car, it just doesn't really make much sense. It's too similar to the S in the way of, like, you know, the driving experience. Just the other one's faster and bougier, as I said. So that's why I can't really justify it 100%, and that's why I'm deciding to sell. I mean, realistically, between this car and my Plaid, I'm like a $3,000 in just these two Teslas. If I add $500, I can, or even for $3K, I can probably find me a Lamborghini for like, probably not $3K, but for $500 more, which is not that big of a deal, I can get me a Lamborghini for $3,500. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know if it's, you know, smart to have two Teslas instead of a Lamborghini. So definitely getting rid of this for now, and yeah, if I get rid of this, I'll definitely be more willing to get more bikes, because, you know, I'm gonna have more money since I'm not paying as much on this. So I'll probably get me a bike at some point sooner than expected, even though I wouldn't know where to put it. The main thing is that I have no room in my garage, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, sadly, this is it. I just wanted to kind of make this video to not just share with you guys, but to kind of like remember this car, because I do love this car, and it was like pretty hard like making the decision to, you know, sell it. The Starlights and everything, I'm not gonna be doing that for the Plaid, so it'll definitely be missed, and a lot of memories were made with this car. To hopefully better beginnings, and hopefully in the future when I move, have a bigger garage, maybe I'll get me a Nissan GTR. We'll see. That's definitely an offer on the table. I would like to have that car. I just didn't do it right now. Like I was saying, like, I should have kept this car and gotten a Nissan GTR. I didn't do that because I park my bikes in the garage, so the cars stay outside, and that's why, like, I didn't want to keep my Nissan GTR outside. But I feel like a Plaid is, yeah, more expensive than a Nissan GTR, but it's kind of like a Tesla. It blends in better. It doesn't look as exotic. Plus, I wrapped it right away, so, you know, the car is more protected and all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Say goodbye to the Tesla Model 3 Performance. She will definitely be missed. This is our last goodbye. And yeah, great memories with this car. It served very well. Again, if you're looking to get a Tesla, definitely consider one of these. They're amazing cars, and honestly, like, such hard to beat the value on this car. So I would highly recommend it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think I should be getting next in bikes, you know, what you want to see more, and if you like my plan, you know, so the Super Duke first, and maybe then a Turbo Boost, and then get me a track bike, even though there's no tracks nearby. Still, you know, I would like to do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and ride safe. Bye, Tessie. Its name is Bolt, by the way. I call the car Bolt, so bye.